Let's do some hands-on now. We'll define group size, scaling policies, and create CloudWatch alarms for CPU utilization. Do not bother too much about alarms as they will be covered in CloudWatch session. We'll make the CPU super busy and see how scaling policies behave. Health check concept is similar to what we have seen in load balancer. That's why I did not cover it here again. If an instance that has just come into service needs some time before it can be put in health check setup, autoscaling waits until the health check grace period ends before checking the health status of the EC2 instance. We'll also see how cooldown period works. We're using free tier here, so it might take some time, 5 to 10 minutes minimum, to see all effects as everything depends on CloudWatch matrix. And in free tier, CloudWatch generates matrix only in 5 minutes interval. We already have launch configuration created from our previous demo. One was created from a running EC2 instance and the other one was created from scratch. So we'll be using any one of these launch configurations to launch our autoscaling group. So to create autoscaling group, click on autoscaling group here, create autoscaling group, and then select any one of the launch configurations. I'll be selecting this one, which was created from scratch. The reason being it already has Apache installed and everything configured. Click on next step, give it a name, and the second option in group size, it is saying start with 0 instances. That means whenever you create an autoscaling group, it will by default keep a specific number of EC2 instances running. That is a minimum number of EC2 instances which an autoscaling group will keep running at any point in time. This is that number of EC2 instance. So we'll make it 2. Whenever this autoscaling group is launched, we'll have 2 EC2 instances running all the time. Then network, you can select the default VPC or the VPC which we created in our load balancer session. Once you select this VPC, it gives you a warning saying that the EC2 instances launched as part of this autoscaling group will not get any public IP addresses. That is fine as of now. In the subnets, you can select either public or private subnet depending on your requirement. So I'll select public subnet, but remember one thing, that I'll not get any public IP addresses. In the advanced details section is where you'll integrate load balancer with autoscaling group. We'll see this in our load balancer and autoscaling integration demo. As of now, let's keep it as is. Then click on configure scaling policies. So there are two options here. The first one says keep this group at its initial size, and the second option says use scaling policies to adjust the capacity of this group. The first one is for manual scaling and the second one is for dynamic scaling, for which we're doing this demo. So we'll be using the second option. We'll see manual scaling in our next topic. So select use scaling policies to adjust the capacity of this group. That means basically it will ask you to create policy based on which you want to scale out or scale in. The moment you select, it says scale between this many number of instances and this many number of instances. This is the minimum number of EC2 instances and this is the maximum number of EC2 instances in your autoscaling group. That means this autoscaling group will never run number of instances lesser than this, and no matter what happens, your number of instances will never go above this one. Of course, you have to change this one. Let's make it 5. So we are saying here that the minimum number of EC2 instances that this autoscaling group will keep on running is 2, and the maximum number of EC2 instances would be 5. Whatever scaling policies we define, this autoscaling group will never launch more than 5 EC2 instances. So after launching maximum number of EC2 instances, if your scaling policy dictates that yes, you need more EC2 instances, autoscaling group will not do anything. Same is the case with minimum number of EC2 instances. The minimum number of EC2 instances that your autoscaling group will keep running is 2. Then you have scale group size, and it says scale the autoscaling group using step or simple scaling policies. We'll be using simple scaling policy as of now. So click on this one. And it says increase group size and decrease group size. Two options are given. In the highlighted portion, it says create a simple scaling policy for both increase group size and decrease group size. The reason being that by default, autoscaling group asks you to create step scaling policy, which will not do as of now. So we'll go ahead and click on this one to create simple scaling policy. For increased group size, click on create a simple scaling policy. Once you click, the feature changes. Same will be done with decreased group size also. Now, what is the meaning of increased group size and decreased group size? Here we'll have to mention when we want the auto scaling group to increase the number of EC2 instances or to add EC2 instances. What should be the condition based on which your number of EC2 instances should be increased? Give it a name. We'll name it as AWS Foundation Dash increase. Then it asks you to create an alarm based on which this policy will be executed. Click on add new alarm and it'll take you to this screen. As of now, there won't be any notification. Just uncheck this one. CPU utilization, disk reads, disk operation, disk writes, networking, network count. These are the options which you can mention based on which you want to scale out your auto scaling group. And it can be average, minimum, maximum, sum, and sample count. So I'll say average CPU utilization is more than 80% for at least one consecutive period of 5 minutes. We'll reduce it to 1 minute. What is this consecutive period of 1 minute? Don't worry, we'll discuss this in our CloudWatch session because this alarm is actually a CloudWatch alarm. This is not an auto scaling group alarm. Click on create alarm. So the alarm has been created. The name of the policy is this one. It says whenever CPU utilization is more than 80% for 60 seconds, add, I'll say, one EC2 instance. And this is the instance cooldown period as I was talking about. By default, it is 5 minutes. So during that 5 minutes, your scaling activity will be halted. I'll reduce it to 2 minutes. So we have defined our scale out policy by using CPU utilization. You could have used anything else, but I have used CPU utilization. I'm saying that whenever my CPU utilization is more than 80% for consecutive 60 seconds or 1 minute, I need to add one EC2 instance in the current fleet of running EC2 instances. Similarly, you'll have to create your scale in policy. Give it a name, create a new alarm. This alarm defines a threshold of average CPU utilization of less than 50% for one consecutive period of 1 minute or 60 seconds. This is the name of the alarm. So I'll have to mention, take this action. What do you want to do if my CPU utilization is less than 50% for 1 minute? So I'll say I'll remove one EC2 instance from the fleet of EC2 instances which are running, and then the cooldown period will be 120 seconds or 2 minutes. So by doing this, I have defined the scale in policy. That means when my auto scaling group would reduce the number of EC2 instances. Whenever my average CPU utilization is less than 50%, then auto scaling group will remove one EC2 instance from the group. That means a scale-in event will occur and one EC2 instance would be removed. Once you define this, click on next, configure notifications. As of now, you will not add any notification. We'll come to notification part later on. Then the tags portion, give it a proper name and then check this one. So whatever EC2 instances are launched by this auto scaling group, all the EC2 instances would have a name and a value AWS Foundation auto scaling demo. Click on review and then create the auto scaling. The auto scaling group has been created, and as usual, you can see your details here. Which launch configuration you are using, what are the AZs, which subnets you are using. So by the way, these are the subnets which you created as part of our VPC. Minimum number of EC2 instances, maximum number of EC2 instances, then what is the health check type, and then we have health check grace period here. So you can change the health check grace period as per your convenience. If you see, there are a number of tabs here. We have activity history, we have scaling policies, and instances, tags, scheduled actions, lifecycle hooks, instances, and monitoring. We'll not go into each and everything. We'll see the activity history, scaling policies, and instances now. Scaling policies are actually the policies which you have defined. It is saying that the policy type is simple, and this is the actual policy. Whenever my CPU utilization is less than 50%, I should have a scale-in event. Whenever CPU utilization is more than 80%, I should have a scale-out event. In the activity history, it will give you details or logs that what the auto scaling group have been doing so far, what it has done. So if you see, there are two activities as of now. The first one says it's launching an EC2 instance. This is the time 11:40:17 and 11:40:17. So it says these two activities were successful. And as part of these two activities, it has launched two EC2 instances with ID 57464 and 5626690. The cause portion says why this EC2 instance was launched. As you can see, the cause says that a user requested created an auto-scaling group. That's why this auto-scaling group launched this EC2 instance. Same is the case here also, that the auto-scaling group was created by a user and that's why the EC2 instance was launched. In the instances tab, it will tell you which instances are running as part of this auto-scaling group, which AZ these EC2 instances belong to, and what is the health status of those EC2 instances. Let's go ahead and check the EC2 instances as of now. If you see, these two EC2 instances have been launched and they have been tagged as per the tag which I had mentioned earlier. So this is how auto-scaling group launches EC2 instance. Now the number of EC2 instances are only 2. Let's see scaling policies in action. First, what we'll do is we'll hog CPU for both the EC2 instances. We'll make sure that the EC2 instances or the CPU usage of the EC2 instances is more than 80%. And we'll see that auto-scaling group launching one more EC2 instances as per the scaling policy. As these EC2 instances were not launched in the default VPCs, we did not get in public IP address. So I have attached this elastic IP address to this EC2 instance. I have logged into the EC2 instance. I'll have to install a program named Stress. By the way, make sure that your public NACLs are allowing all these requests and responses. I have run this program, Stress. So I'm hogging the CPU. Just mug this command. You don't need to remember what is happening here. If you really want to know whether your CPU is hogged or not, whether your CPU is busy or not, run this command vmstat space 3 and look for this column. Now if you see, it is saying 100. That means your CPU usage is 100%. Let's go ahead and do the same with the other EC2 instance also. This is the condition before running stress command. If you see, CPU usage is almost 0 here, and actually my CPU is idle. It is showing idle as 100%. I have not started stress command yet. So let me go ahead and install that and start this stress command. I have installed stress utility. Now I'll run this command. After running stress command, you can see that your CPU utilization has been increased to 100%. It is showing that your CPU utilization is actually 100%. Now our auto-scaling group should launch one more EC2 instance. Remember one thing, we mentioned in the scale out policy that whenever average CPU utilization is more than 80%, auto-scaling group should launch or add one more EC2 instance. Now that average CPU utilization is actually average of all the EC2 instances which are running. If your CPU utilization in the first EC2 instance is say 90% and the CPU utilization in the second EC2 instance is say 60%, then your average comes out to be 75. In that case, auto-scaling will not add any EC2 instance because average CPU utilization is 75%. So the average CPU utilization is actually average of all the EC2 instances which are running. After some time, you'll see that one EC2 instance has been added to the auto-scaling group. This is the one. How do you confirm that this is actually the EC2 instance which has been added by auto-scaling group? Note the instance ID of the EC2 instance, which is 5787B. Go to auto-scaling group, select the auto-scaling group and click on activity history. This is the latest activity because you can see that in this time. It is saying that in the latest activity, it is launching a new EC2 instance with ID 5787B, which is actually the instance ID which I've just checked. The description says that it is launching a new EC2 instance and the cause says why it has done so. In the cause, it is saying that the AWS Foundation high CPU util alarm has breached threshold. That's why auto-scaling group launched this EC2 instance. You can get the instance information in the instances tab also. Till now, I have not discussed a very important parameter which is called desired capacity. We know what minimum capacity and maximum capacities are. What is this desired capacity? It is actually the number of EC2 instances which your auto-scaling group should keep running at any point in time based on scaling policies. That means if your CPU utilization is high, then When your auto scaling group scales out, your desired capacity increases. When your CPU utilization is low and auto scaling scales in, your desired capacity is decreased by auto scaling group. So desired capacity is the actual number of EC2 instances that should be running based on your scaling policies. If nothing is happening, everything is fine, then your desired capacity should be equal to minimum capacity. If things are not fine, that means your CPU utilization is high as per our scaling policy, then desired capacity would change based on the scale out or scale in event. I terminated the stress program, and now as you can see, auto scaling group automatically terminated one of the EC2 instances, which is 2690. You can see the same in the activity history of your auto scaling group. As you can see, auto scaling has terminated an EC2 instance because CPU utilization came down as I stopped the stress program in one of the EC2 instances. Now the number of EC2 instances which are running is 2. There is a minimum capacity of your auto scaling group. What I'll do now, I'll terminate one of the EC2 instances. You will see that the moment I terminate one EC2 instance manually, auto scaling group will launch another EC2 instance by itself without you having to do anything, because the minimum number of EC2 instances which should be running as per the auto scaling group is 2. I have terminated this EC2 instance. As you can see, auto scaling has launched another EC2 instance because I terminated one of them. You can see the same in our auto scaling group's activity history and in the instances tab. So currently 57464 and 4976F, these are the two EC2 instances which are running. As usual, the activity history is showing that this EC2 instance was launched because we terminated one of the EC2 instances manually. We can find the same in the instances tab. Currently these two EC2 instances are running, 57464 and 4976F.